All right, folks, we are live. So welcome to the stream. Let's allow the, our lovely subscribers to gradually come in and get notified by TubeYube, and then let's see how the stream fares today. So today's topic is very important. I think it's very important. Compared to a lot of other things that I've spoken on the channel. I rant about a lot of things, but I think this one, I want to be a little bit more focused. Like, if there's anything that needs to be done in 2021, I know that a lot of people are gonna have the New Year, New Me. Screw that. The New Year, New Me thing is just a meme at this point of time. We all know that most people, including myself, and that's why I don't do the New Year, New Me thing. Most of the time, after 3 to 6 months, we give up. So, but in this case, because it's going to be very, very monetarily driven, and every single human being, majority of the time, are humanly driven. So, I feel that when we are monetarily driven. So, as long as it's a monetary incentive to do so, for example, if someone were to put a bet of, say, 30,000 for you to get fit, the likelihood of you going to get fit is very, very high. Unfortunately, no one wants to, put out that bet, right? Because firstly, if you're really, really very confident, you probably could say, okay, whoever I'm gonna get a six-pack, or I'm gonna lose, say, 12%, lose 12% body fat from my 20%, makes you 8%, by the way, which is freaking hard. And if I lose the bet, I'm going to pay that person 30,000, but that person will have to pay me 30,000 if I manage to get my body fat down to 8%. So you see, you get what I mean? Like it becomes a real driver, because money makes the world go round, guys. Like, as much as a lot of people like to say, oh no, money isn't everything, I want to say straight up, money does make the world go round. Like, look, why do you even go to work? Why are you even working from home and still, making sure that you're submitting your projects, so on and so forth? It's all because of money, guys. Why do you drive why do you drive 1 to 2 hours from the outskirts to the city, right, to your job every day? Because of money, guys. Like, I guess there are a few people that love their job to a certain extent, that the money isn't everything, but majority of us are always focusing on the money. That's how we put food on the table. So for 2021, I'm going to be very, very focused on one thing, which is Ethereum. I'm going to build up as much Ethereum as possible, right? And just by the way, of course, naturally, I've been building up other stuff. So when I build other stuff, right, I've always been an altcoin fan. You know what I mean? Like, I always just challenge myself. I just prefer not taking the safe, easy route. Like, everybody knows, okay, BTC is the way to go. Like, as long as you have some spare cash and you buy a little bit of Bitcoin since 2018, since the dip, even if you bought a little bit back in the day, like the high of the high to the low of the low, today you are doing okay. Okay? That's the safe route. To me, the safe route is just freaking boring, guys. Like, if I was to only take the safe route all the time, right, I don't think I'll even do YouTube. To be frank, I wouldn't. There's nothing left to do, really. There's nothing left to talk about. It's just the whole space is developer sensitive, is developer centric. Like, at this kind of point of time, it's developers building for the enterprises, and the enterprises are working at, of course, bigger solutions for the end user. May the end user be a B2B, business to business, or potentially business to consumer, B2C. So what about the rest of us? What about the rest of us dummy, non-tech folks? We are only left with the speculative aspect, which is the cryptocurrency, the crypto asset. Everybody is just loving that aspect of it. So right now, I'm just going to focus purely on one goal. Like, if it's anything, it's going to be focusing on accumulating as much Ethereum until I cannot take it. Like, I'm so scared to hold it. That is going to be my main focus. Now, I'm not shilling for no reason. So let's get into a few key points. Okay, let's get into a few key points. As of now, okay, wait, sorry, I need to do a screen share thing of a jigamy. Okay, right. Cash is king. Cash is king provided you know what to do with it. Cash isn't king if you're just sitting on it, not helping it grow and keep up with everything else around you. That's called inflation, my friend. Okay, so at the moment, if you're looking at this article, okay, let me shift my face away. Apparently it's like shifted to the side. Okay, so this article was written by CoinDesk on the 26th of December, and it gives a very good overview on the future of Ethereum, right? So a few key points. Firstly, token ownership and rewards, right? In decentralized protocols, mining and staking seek to accomplish the same goal. Determining network consensus, coming to agreement on the state of chain ensures the monetary balances the blockchain stores are accurate. Okay, so this is this part is the general, so I'll just read it. I usually don't like to read the whole thing, but let me read the whole thing. But networks based on mining and those based on staking operate very differently in the real world to achieve this consensus. Okay, in POS or proof of stake, mining to secure the network is a separate activity from holding tokens. Many Bitcoin miners are sophisticated actors with large balance sheets. Okay, meaning that they have a lot of cash on hand in order to build those mining rigs. They optimize for access to cheap hardware, okay, and electricity, but don't always meet the necessary margins to stay profitable. Proof of work miners, or POW, which is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin miners, or at least previously, or when Ethereum was still on proof of work, face the significant risk of price swings of the native protocol assets they hold and depreciation of their assets, which is the hardware, right? And of course, naturally, any other thing that you buy and over time it wears down, it's usually a depreciating asset. A risk greater than some investor appetites. Okay, a large portion of this POW mining happens in China and is controlled by a few large mining companies. These large mining companies are not known for operational transparency, which is true, and as such are not an attractive option for well-established enterprises or institutions with fiduciary responsibilities. Okay, so all true as well. Okay, so right now, if you look at the whole Ethereum, right? Okay, so this article, or at least this portion, kind of explains to folks like, right now, if people were to invest or want to invest in the companies, right, they can't really invest in the companies provided the largest miners, right, who are already established, are willing to open up their books, right? And as a listed company or a company who has the intention of getting listed or continuing to kind of build up their valuation through finding funding, right? They are always on the lookout for investments that can build up their portfolio. So for example, if they have a lot of cash on hand, all right, and they are looking at getting exposure to Bitcoin, for example, if they don't want to take on the volatility, that means buy Bitcoin directly, right? Say for example, right now prices are all-time high and they don't want to go in directly buying Bitcoin at the current price. They can always look at the companies that are mining Bitcoin, right? Because companies that are profitable in mining Bitcoin and of course selling off that Bitcoin, they tend to be able to have a profitable P&L, right? Or at least a potential financial, a profitable financial statement. God, early in the morning, my tongue is tight. Okay, so what happens is that if they are not transparent about in their bookkeeping, when companies are trying to evaluate the company, say for example, they want to buy a certain amount of shares in the company, don't forget that if they haven't been practicing clean bookkeeping, right? And clean can be on record clean. But if they don't even do that, right, companies will not be able to invest or will not be encouraged to invest. Whether is it a VC looking for private equity to listed companies looking at this space, right? And to come into the mining game at the moment is just too expensive, right? So it's just easier to go out there and look for the miners and kind of acquire even the smaller players. But even the smaller players, I'm sure, don't really have very clean practices. So that's the purpose of this portion of this article. So right now with Ethereum 2.0, what does it entail, right? So at this point of time, I would say that POS is just more friendly as a protocol because anyone can have an in-house, or at least not, okay, wait, before I say anyone, minimally at least there has to be 32 Ethereum in order for you to be an active validator. So in this paragraph, enterprise considerations, at a minimum, all you need to participate in EF 2.0 is 32 Ethereum. So 32 Ethereum may not be for everybody because, well, at this kind of point of time, 32 times 700 works out to 22,400. But it's still cheaper than you setting up a whole mining rig and stuff like that, right? As in a mining facility. Even mining facilities are just too crazy expensive. But for an enterprise, what is 22,400? Even for certain individuals, being an active validator, and of course, naturally, if you have been building Ethereum for quite a long time, 32 Ethereum is not difficult and not hard. So for enterprise large-scale token holders, active POS network participants may also consider running in-house infrastructure, as well as the time investment and opportunity cost of capital. So right now, I think there are, POS is the way to go. There are, of course, a lot of other cryptocurrencies that kind of follow this POS or proof of stake protocol, right? Plenty. So, you have Quantum, you have Polkadot, you have Celo, Near, Flow. Hedera Hashgraph is not POS, by the way. It's what's it called? It's a Hashgraph. Yeah. So that's different. But yeah, that just basically staking is the way to go, right? It just makes everything easier. Like right now, if you were to stake, like Tezos, right? If you stake, you just get a very steady flow of tokens deposited through your active through you validating transactions on the network, and from there you get a reward in tokens, obviously, right? So that kind of works around the so-called dividend, right? But however, I think not every country recognizes. Also, there are certain countries that recognize this as a payout. So apparently, you receiving tokens could potentially cause you to be taxed. So just be very careful. I'm not a taxation expert. Just take note that in certain countries, an airdrop or a mining reward could be taxable. But just letting you know, as long as that is so-called recognized as a it's recognized as a payout, right? Or even a dividend. It shouldn't be recognized as a dividend because dividends usually come from the profits of a company. This, on the other hand, is a reward for you so-called putting your Ethereum, or in this case, a POS coin, and you're getting a token, right? You're getting rewards. Sorry, it's very different. So I don't really consider this as a dividend because it's not a profitable. It's not profitability from the network. So I'm not sure why sometimes they wanna tax it. So these enterprise-grade cloud-based blockchain infrastructure providers can strengthen the network by geographically distributing the network's nodes without introducing the costs associated with proof of work mining. Yep. So you see, so you can so suddenly there are more people, right, that can participate in this because at this point of time, right? So, but however, as the price continues to climb, so for example, when Ethereum's price continues to climb, it eventually will push out more people. That's why I'm trying to get people to get people in on this, or at least people who see the vision of how this will be, instead of it being only miner centric. But yes, obviously, miners who have been mining Ethereum for a very long time will own more validating nodes. But right now with POS, I think there can be more individuals that can participate in this compared to in the past. So that's kind of like where we're at the moment. Let me get down. Okay, so guys, I will not look at the chat for the time being because I kind of want to focus on this first. And then if you have questions, just feel free to post it on the live chat and then I'll get to it later. Okay, so right now, as Ethereum's utilization continues its hockey stick-like growth, okay, staking represents an opportunity to own a small part of the growing Web 3.0 ecosystem. A distributed web built on blockchain technology is a drastic shift from the internet we are familiar with today, where there is no way to own or monetize your usage, which is what kind of got me excited into crypto. Like, although it may seem very it seems very out of especially when it's public, right? I feel that it's very nice to have an ecosystem that people are willing to share the growth from the get-go. Because if you think about it, when you look at the traditional markets, right? Okay, let's look at the traditional markets first. If you are invested in a company privately, okay, say for example you are from family, you are at the seed investor round. Okay, you're at the early stage investing round. There's practically zero revenue. There's nothing. You don't hope to get back your money usually most of the time, right? Because most companies, right, 95% fail in the very first year. And the 5% that reach to 2 years usually don't make it after the 2 years. That's how low the ratio is, right? The percentage is just so bad that if you were to make money on an early stage company, you're very, very lucky. You're very, very lucky, okay? So what I'm trying to say here is that because at this point of time, the space is so fueled by the prospects of something turning out to be next generation, right? And with the ability to trade the tokens even before the company turns profitable, right? A lot of this space is running at steroid-like growth, okay? Steroid-like growth, okay? And if you ask any company to show their books, you'll be surprised how far the prices could potentially, you'll be very shocked. And I don't even want to go there because I know that a lot of companies are still burning money to this very day, right? Because they know for a fact that when you want to build users, initially it's all about spending money first. It's always like that. You're always spending a lot of money to get your users on board. You have to set aside funds for developers to come on board, to attract developers, especially during the hackathons, right? They start coming out with winning enterprise-like solutions. So say, we will hire you guys. You know, you guys have created a very good a dApp or an application that really works well for enterprises. That's how you start monetizing. And all this costs money, guys. Like having an office, paying the developers, all this, where did the money come from? Obviously through the ICO, right? But fast forward to 2020, you realize that a lot of the raises fall short. Like, you'd be very lucky that if you were doing an ICO right now, right? And no one is very convinced with ICO because we want to know whether the projects that were launched in 2017, 2018, 2019 are going to deliver. And the market knows it, you know. When I looked at the ICOs that have been conducted throughout the past 2 years, it's very, very mediocre. It's very realistic, like 2 to 5 million. In fact, 2 to 5 million is not really very realistic. I would say that a large part are raising below $1 million. That's the real truth. And they are really bootstrapping it, which is good, right? Because at the time, as long as you were able to do a smart contract and come up with a decent website, right? Remember those days? You come up with a decent website, you'd be able to raise ungodly amounts because everyone wanted to throw their money. And you know what was the key thing that was important? Getting listed on Binance, getting listed on potentially Coinbase, getting listed on Huobi. As long as you were able to get listed, you are so safe. That was why at the time, Binance was killing it by earning crazy amounts of listing fees. But they will always say that they didn't charge a lot. The truth is they did. Okay, the truth is that they did. Because I would be able to speak to projects, and I will not name those projects, but every time when they came to my studio for an interview, they would say that, yeah, this is what Binance is asking us for costs. Okay, and obviously there will be certain considerations, for example, maybe a kickback of some sort. A lot of stuff, guys. It's just the way it is. Like all this is stuff that happened back in the day. Whether or not that has changed, I sincerely don't know, because I think the listing game has shifted. Then after that, it was IEO. Okay, anyway, I deviate a little bit. Sorry to kind of go on a little bit off a tangent. Okay, so yeah. So as of now, we know that okay, so lastly, okay, so to finish off this article, lastly, taxation of assets is an important consideration for institutions. There is promising work being done to advance the idea that staking rewards should be treated as created property so that rewards are taxed when they are sold. Aha, so this is not too bad, right? So this is a back end thing where they are only taxed after they are sold, not when they are first created. These capital assets would give token holders the opportunity to hold their staking rewards for longer than 1 year and then receive long-term capital gains treatment under current tax rules. See, this is kind of like what I'm talking about, right? Where this is more fair. Like, only tax me after, right, I sell, right? And anyone who is willing to hold past 1 year, as stated, you fall in the long-term capital tax bracket and not the short-term capital bracket. That's really totally unfair. But like I said, you can't control all this stuff, right? It is what the lawmakers want. So this is the part where it gets a little bit iffy. I'm in Singapore, I don't have all these issues. So yeah, anyway, let's go to the charts. Do the charts, my friends. Okay, unfortunately, okay, so this is the part where it becomes a bit shitty, right? The Ethereum prices have climbed up a lot. Like, okay, you see, okay, so hear me out. I am personally also using profits and just chucking it into Ethereum. Like, these are not favorable by price by any means. There can be pullbacks that could go as far back to $500 to even up to $400. That is totally possible at this point, right? As long as Bitcoin decides to take a heavy shit, right, Ethereum could potentially pull back together. It's just market sensitive in that way. That's why Bitcoin's influence is very, very great at this point of time. Why do I say that? Okay, so let's look at very quickly at Messari, right? Messari is basically a screener come news, and now they are doing, I think Messari's website and their resource, right, is just one of the best. Like there's, okay, if you just love doing lots of reading and lots of research behind a company, right, I highly recommend you use Messari.io to kind of just get an overview, right? And if you want to go pro, go pro. I don't really need to go pro because I just have so much information flowing to me already, right, that this is sometimes a little bit, it's just a difference of opinion, right? Because the Messari team, they also have their own analysts and researchers. I have my own analysts and researchers as well. We kind of, like when I was looking at others, I was like, okay, this kind of stuff we already know. So, but like I said, for a beginner, and you are, well, okay, I wouldn't say a beginner, maybe you are already familiar with buying cryptocurrencies, having Messari.io is not too bad. Like, literally, it's quite comprehensive. And I think if you're going to be relatively serious about buying cryptocurrencies, right, I think you want to at least have a website that is an all-in-one. So you can have your watch list. You are either immediately able to click. For example, like you click, it gives you a whole breakdown of the profile, any kind of news research of a cryptocurrency. When you can look at the matrix. I think there are various types of matrix, for example, like market data, market cap, supply, on-chain data. It's actually very extensive. It's very, very VC, like it's very, very hedge fund level stuff, which is very, very good. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Of course, if you're into it, like if you kind of like see all this and you get a little bit scared, right, then maybe don't unnecessarily subscribe. But it's free, at least for the beginner level, so it's quite good. Yeah, so I highly recommend it. So anyway, back to what I was about to say. Okay, so at this point of time, right, the BTC dominance. Okay, by the way, the BTC dominance yesterday was almost close to 70%. So I did a video yesterday stating that the dominance is relatively important. For every dollar that comes into the crypto market, 70 cents go to Bitcoin. But take note that for every 70 cents that come in, right, a small portion, right, 10%, right, 10 cents come to Ethereum. So that prospect alone is very attractive for me, because that goes to show, right, that although everyone is hunting and buying Bitcoin, now all the rich people can afford to buy Bitcoin at whatever price because they don't care, right? But poor folks like myself, right, I would choose Ethereum. Like right now, if it's anything, after working many long hours during the week, I finally squeezed up enough money, I will go and buy one Ethereum. That's kind of like what I would do, right? That is literally all I can think of, or all I need to do at this point in time. Yes, technically we could always pull back, but right now there is no doubt in my mind that more institutions will pile in on Ethereum, because they know for a fact that buying Bitcoin, and don't forget, no, not every company is like MicroStrategy. Not every company is like Elon Musk, Tesla, like where they have so much money made from the stock market because they're listed that they can bump up their valuation by buying Bitcoin or even hedging. The reason why they are hedging, because they know that the US dollar is shit. Okay, the US dollar is just going down. In the long run, 10 years from now, your US dollar is just going to go down to the... I think an apple is going to probably cost you $5, guys. I'm just saying, one apple is going to cost you $5. Yeah, just one local apple. That's how bad it's going to be, okay? Like right now, I don't know how much it costs. Maybe a bag would cost you maybe $2, $3. Next time, one apple is going to cost you $5. That's the truth, okay? I don't know when, but it's going to happen. So unless we all start thinking bigger and making wiser financial decisions, right? You need to start parking your money into things that grow. I don't care whether is it crypto, whether you want to park it into the stock market, or whether you want to park it into property. Property is just so slow at the moment, right? If you are kind of buying property, maybe in some place that has potential for growth, yeah, sure, that the returns are going to be really good. But as of now, if you talk about the places that are developing, property is not the highest ROI, guys. It is crypto. Crypto is going to give you the best ROI. That's just the truth. Okay, so right now, okay, let's just say let's say you bought Ethereum, right? You were lucky, you managed to go into Ethereum at $500, which I told a lot of my friends, just you don't know anything, just buy Ethereum, okay? So Ethereum at the point of time, I mean, look, literally there was a good long period for you to buy between the $300 to $400 mark. So had you done that, okay, just in August, okay, guys, I think August is not too far away, okay? You have made 86%, okay? Like, where do you get 86% on anything these days? In a matter of what? August, September, October, November, December. 5 months, 86%. Is that good enough for y'all? Is that good enough? Does that actually excite anybody? It goes to show that your dollar placed there would make you $86. Does that comprende? So that's how powerful the crypto market is. That's how crazy this ROI. And a lot of people were always freaking skeptical when I told them, look, if you don't know anything, buying Bitcoin. Yeah, Ryan, it's very speculative. I know a lot of my friends, they lost money. Yeah, they lost money because they were on leverage. They were gambling on every other thing except just buying and hodling, except being conservative, because the market was already... Look, the crypto market is automatically on steroids. Like, you come in, it is steroid driven. Everything can go up. Look at 1 inch, which is of course today, which is of now probably 1 cm, because it lost like 50%. And you have Tether being the Twitch, they were either the Twitch or the YouTube founders. I can't remember now. And that did stellar returns, like 1,500% in a very, very short period of time. I think this year, 1,500%. This is crypto, guys. Like, if you cannot stomach the cannot even register that, right? Like, what is 1,500%, right? You're still very new. You're still very green, and you really need to wake up. Because as much as I like to talk about market, I'm also very concerned that people miss out completely. And by the time they start buying stuff, Ethereum is going to be $2,000. You mark my words, guys. When this whole market cap crosses 1 trillion, right? More institutions will come in. More institutions will start looking and thinking, okay, where can we park our hundreds of millions? Where can we start allocating our funds? To me, BTC is always number one choice, okay? Hands down. But they will look at the second largest. Because why? It's easy to fill orders. Right now, Ethereum may have a larger token supply compared to Bitcoin, but think of it from a big boy perspective. They will still buy. You see, at that time, nobody thought that the big boys will buy Bitcoin because the big boys were shunning Bitcoin. But the moment other big boys who are recognized within the industry and large and of course reputable hedge fund managers started talking positively, suddenly the tone changed. You see how powerful influence is? You see how powerful? The moment one fella who is reputable changes the tone, maybe, you know what? Bitcoin isn't so bad. Suddenly, because why? There's a respect for this individual. Because this individual, say for example, Robert Kiyosaki, very old school, precious metals, property, runs his own business. Whatever you want to talk about him, good or bad, right? Scammer, whatever, okay, all the folks, Grant Cardone, whatever, whether they are doing marketing or whatever. The moment, as long as their followers decide to buy Bitcoin or decide to buy Ethereum, whatever, they can talk about anything. Influence is powerful, guys. That's why social media, right? No matter what, is one of the key factors, right, that will drive prices as well. So that's also one thing. But can they validate why is one Ethereum $700? To be frank, they cannot. Okay? Whenever you listen to their podcast, it will always never go into the intrinsic. It's always based on future value. We are all buying based on future value. So I just want to put that out there. So right now, if you are saying $700 is too much, I'm gonna state something very, 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 very important and blunt. How much is an iPhone now? How much is an iPhone 12 now in US dollars? Tell me that. If you can buy an iPhone 12, you can freaking buy Ethereum. How much is a PS5 now? If you can buy a PS5 and the games that will come with it in the next 2 years, you can buy Ethereum. How much are a pair of limited edition Yeezys, which I don't even own a single pair? You can buy Ethereum. Okay? Right? So don't give me the crap that you cannot buy Ethereum. Like literally, if it's anything, all those things will give you fun, utility, show off. But guys, if we are here for long-term prospects of making money, Ethereum is where you want to put your money at. Is that shilly enough for you? Is that marketing enough for you guys? That is enough. So what I'm just trying to say, guys, try to think of it. Don't complain. Don't complain when you say that I don't have enough money, I'm struggling in life, I really want to get ahead. This friend of mine is making shitloads of money in the market. Then take some risk. Take some risk, guys. Take some risk and put it into assets that are proving to be showing growth. Not try to compete and look cool, right? No, guys, I'm still using a Huawei P20 with a cracked front screen. Okay, okay. Anyway, this is a tempered glass, but it just got cracked recently. It's a Huawei P20. I don't give a crap about what people think about my social media status. I'm hardly existent on it. If you really want to get ahead in life, don't care about what people think from a superficial standpoint. Focus on building your net worth. Focus on building your bank account. To build and focus on building your bank account, either you are running a successful business that is generating revenue, or you're building a very, very solid portfolio in a long-term, strong growth market. Period. And now let's get back to the charts again. So anyway, as of now, let's look at potentially good technical levels that we can get into Ethereum and our end of the stream. So okay, we are obviously not able to get Ethereum at any attractive points. But if I can say that what would be a good reasonable place to park, I would say if you don't have any Ethereum, right, 577 or 580 is where I'll be parking, because usually the Chinese New Year period will have some kind of pullback, or at least before the Chinese New Year period, there will be quite a sharp dump. Okay, I always anticipate, and it has always happened. So whether or not my levels are accurate, it doesn't matter. Just take note. So 580 is kind of like where I'll park, followed by $490. That is kind of like where I see it. I don't really see it dropping to $400 again. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see that happening. But yes, sharp technical dumps could happen. Okay. The other consideration is Uniswap. Uniswap is basically Ethereum's decentralized exchange baby, right? Initially, I thought it was Omisego, but I guess there's no more affiliation with Omisego on that front. That's interesting. So anyway, Uniswap is doing pretty well at the moment. And I notice from a technical standpoint, whenever Ethereum starts moving, Uniswap starts moving. Okay? So yesterday, in my private group, I kind of gave a call at 8 p.m. Singapore time, to buy Uniswap at $3.40 to $3.45. Okay, so they caught it in between that. Some did, some didn't because of the time difference. And I said, okay, 380 would be a good cash out. So that's about a 10% profit. But I feel that Uniswap has something going on, and I think that Uniswap has a lot of prospects because there is a version 3 that is going to be launched. So what version 3 potentially entails is that more token utility, all right, more interaction with the Uniswap token. And my justification is very simple. When they dropped from having 3.36 billion, right, this was when their token price dipped as well. But I noticed, and I've been tracking this, that the liquidity, once it starts recovering, so too does the price. So this is something very interesting that I want people to take note of, because don't forget, not everyone can or wants to use a centralized exchange like Binance or Huobi or OKX or whatever, because these days there's a lot of KYC, linking up your bank account, credit card and stuff like that, and maybe people want to remain anonymous and they don't care about the slippage. They are just willing to maintain their privacy, and they can trade or at least do their swap directly from their private wallet through MetaMask or whatever alternative using Uniswap, Curve, Balancer, whatever. Just be careful, okay? But of course, naturally, so far Uniswap seems to be safe for now, and they nothing crazy has happened because it's a direct switch. I think the only thing is copying the MetaMask. I think you can always get hacked if someone decides to copy the MetaMask and you stupidly click on the link or stuff like that, and then you swap into their own private wallet. So sorry, you swap your coins into their wallet and that's it. It's not even a swap, you're just transferring. So just be careful, okay? There are all those things happening. So okay, I think I want to do some questions. Oh shit, it's 40 minutes already. Okay, I am going to expand this pop chat, give Uncle Ryan a little bit of time. Okay, okay, morning Lawrence. As always, Lawrence Go, very nice to see you. Okay, what are your thoughts on Singapore-based DeFi projects called RAM? Okay, CK, I have yet to check out other DeFi projects. I'm very focused on building a few key things for my portfolio, so I don't have really time to look at others because by the way, please take note, I have 2 young kids that take up quite a lot of my time. At the same time, I have clients coming in. inquiring about building portfolios in cryptocurrency, take note, I do not do asset management. So there I will come down to eventually looking at the smaller projects as well. But most of the time, just to answer you, CK, other projects will try to mimic and copy whatever that's out there. I don't feel that there's anything special or anything out of the ordinary. This is just speaking through experience. So yes, I may take a quick glance and look, but I will not be serious about parking my money into too new or unproven projects. It's just too scary for me. The risk is too high. Sorry. Lawrence Go. This could be good for Polkadot if Ethereum is to run in the new year, because Polkadot is by Gavin Wood, who also co-founded Ethereum. I mean, sure. I think Dot, to be frank, I think there are other people who are more knowledgeable than me. I need to start looking at Polkadot as well. I am kind of missing the boat on that. Okay, I admit, alright, guys, I'm a human being. I cannot know everything. Okay, nobody said I was. I didn't put my title crypto guru. And it's crypto grinder. I'm grinding the market just like everybody else. Okay. Let me see. Wait, hold on. There is. Okay, then there is. Wait, let me see. If Bitcoin crashes, won't it affect Ethereum? So Chijoke, wow, okay, I will not pronounce your name because it's very difficult for me to pronounce. If Bitcoin crashes, won't it affect Ethereum? To a certain extent, yes, but don't forget, right, that 852, I think, million or thousand Ethereum have already been staked at the moment. So to a certain extent, right, there is a strong staking element in place to prop up the price. Yes, on the exchanges, it will be affected, right? But not by much. The recovery will be relatively quick, as in the bounce. Would you transfer? Oh wow, okay. Woo. Would you transfer your BTC? Would you transfer your BTC holding into F? Okay. This is a very good question. Yes, I would. Because it comes to a point when once the volume of BTC starts dropping, it doesn't mean that the price doesn't continue to increase. It's just that the volume is dipping because it's moving towards other asset classes. Other tokens within the market. Okay? It's a known fact that when prices become at all-time high, people are already taking profit. Look at Tonebase. Tonebase started taking profit or selling off Bitcoin at 17,000 from a technical standpoint. Okay? Nothing wrong. That is just his analysis. Because from a historical standpoint, Bitcoin has proven to hit all-time high and could potentially drop. That was his concern. So he was holding it, whether it was a leverage margin, whether it was a margin position, leverage long, or it was just purely holding Bitcoin, as in him having Bitcoin and wanting to sell and cash out. Nothing wrong as well, right? I think the biggest straightforward, most original bet on the market was Peter McCormick. I think everyone gave him shit for taking a loan, a personal loan of 48,000, and pumping it into Bitcoin, I think at 22,000 or 20,000. He's already up a good 30%, almost 30 to almost 40%, Peter McCormick, right? So his very, very daring bet, right, will make him look like a hero, but I fear that it will also cause a lot of people who are cash strapped, who do not have the liquidity to do the same. When people start doing that, I am very concerned for these people because they don't know as much compared to Peter McCormick, right? And they don't know the full story. Like, is he servicing his loan because he's having a very stable job from all his podcasts? Maybe he's making good money from all his podcasts, or he's having a job right now. He's able to pay off that personal loan. And I think obviously he has means and ways to do that. Whereas folks who are doing that firstly, there's the ability of buying cryptocurrency with your credit card very easily now. I'm concerned. Then there are folks who are going to take a personal loan or going to take an equity loan from their home, right? Because maybe the housing market is just a bit slow at the moment. People are not paying rent. They are either not paying rent or they're not able to rent out, right? Everything is just at a standstill at the moment. People start getting desperate. They start doing desperate things. So please don't do it if you haven't calculated your finances properly. Please don't do it. Okay? Right? Okay. The next question is DCAing monthly in F better than BTC right now? Cypher, my personal opinion, yes. DCAing into DCA means dollar cost averaging into Ethereum, one of my personal strategies. My personal strategies as well. Okay. Would you transfer? Okay, so how many percentage you got in alts and how much in ETH and BTC? Sniper Jung 22. Okay. So in terms of altcoins, my personal portfolio is 70% in altcoins, right? And I'm building a different stack from my altcoins. So 70% of my portfolio is in altcoins, right? And then I have a good 20% balance in cash, which is to capitalize on whatever dip. And then the balance of that 10%, to me, okay, so 70%, then after that 20% in cash. 10% is a very small amount in random stuff. Like I don't even consider them I consider them gambles. Okay, so gambles within, and those gambles are very minimal. Okay, 10%, just 10% of the overall portfolio. Now another portfolio from whatever profits that is generated from this will be focused on Ethereum, and it will be kept in a cold wallet. That will just be what I'm doing. Just simple. I'll just be what I'm doing. I have to, and full disclaimer, I have no risk in this market, guys. I have no risk. I've never taken a loan to buy crypto. I have not done a deposit into my exchange in 4 years. Like there was no deposit. Everything is just running from internally from back in the day. Okay? So please take note, my financial standing is like that. Don't equate the same. Don't follow blindly. Okay? What price do you get into F? So Ethereum 500 onwards, I was already in, Tom. Okay, so yes. Okay, so is this the question? Wait. Okay. Now you know I've been here for a while. Can I kind of shield the coin that I complete that is a completed project and did a 266% since launch? I have taken a risk and have been rewarded. Yeah, hey Corey, feel free to share with the chat. No issue, man. You know, like, but don't forget it is done 266%. It may not be as attractive. Like you want to shield it, you only shield it after it. You know, like look, like for me, I don't like come out and make people feel bad. You know what I mean? Like I'm very transparent. Like I tell people, okay, I made money. We all get in together. But if let's say you're sharing because it performed well, feel free to do so. But when you tell people that you already made 266% on a coin project, right? It's fine. You know, it's good to let people know, and there could be always more potential, right? But 266 times is a lot, okay? And telling people now is like, okay. So there will be folks who will be like, okay, can I still get in? Same thing, right? I'm like Ethereum has done so well this year. It was at $90, right? The low this year, $90, and it's now $700. So it feels bad, right? Like it did 10x this year. Ethereum almost did 10x this year, and I'm asking people to still continue to buy. But my rationale for asking people to buy is very simple. At the time, if Ethereum didn't have enough volume or liquidity, the big boys won't be buying. Okay, it's very hard to fulfill orders. But now that Ethereum is also not and closing in on the all-time high, there's also real upside potential. Even though the low was, as you can see, $100 and $700. So it's about 7x. So it's good to kind of take note on this. There's a reason for that. But if a coin has already done like multiples, like 100x, 200x, then it's a different story. Like you look at Ethereum, right? This is 7 times. So okay, so it's like okay, so if you look at the baseline this year, it's only 7 times. It's not that insane. Okay, it's still insane. Okay, crypto is insane. Okay, like this is just this year. So had you just like bought, which I didn't. I did every other stuff except Ethereum. Okay, blame me. I'm a piece of shit. Okay, I should have bought into Ethereum and be a good boy, but I'm not that patient. Okay. For large holders of Ethereum, those who hold over 1000 F or more, would you recommend taking a small percentage like 10 to 30%? Oh, definitely. Like, why wouldn't you hold? Why wouldn't you stake some Ethereum? Totally fine, right? Like 10% to 30%. Staking Ethereum is totally fine. Okay, no, no, that's not what it did from its low. It did a 20 plus X, so the coin is Hex and Hex. Oh, Hex coin, right? What's this? Richard, what is his name? Richard Hart or something like that, right? Richard. Oh wait. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Let me know what you think. Okay. I think I don't follow him very much. Okay, but if you made money on it, good for you. Now take that profit and do something right with it. Build something solid with it. It's like I'm always very curious about Bitcoin Cash, BSV. Like I wonder how they are doing, and I don't think that they are doing as great as Bitcoin itself. But yes, they are going up. Okay, just got here, so buy now or wait for a dip. Yes, Richard Hart. Okay, so okay, right. So I got the name right. Thank God I still have a good, decent memory. Okay, yeah. So Bennett's mom. Wow, Bennett's mommy. Okay, hi. Okay, hi, Bennett's mommy. Just got here, so buy now or wait for a dip. If you have none, buy one. If you are waiting to get in, wait for better levels, because the market is just continuously climbing, and you might want to rewatch the videos because I don't want to cover the levels again. It's just annoying for everybody, but just rewatch the video. Okay guys, so no further questions. Well, I mean, you can always post in the comments below if I missed out anything. Let me know your thoughts. What are you planning to buy? Also at the same time, are you bullish on the space in the long term? Let me hear your thoughts, guys. And of course, take care. The new year is coming. Enjoy the new year. I know it has been a very, very trying 2020 because of COVID-19, but stay strong, folks. Only the strong will always prevail in the long run. God bless and see you soon.